All right, guys. So being the grass is complete junk, we're gonna go into summer renovation mode, I guess, here. So what you're looking at is a big pile of rocks. So I explained in a few other videos I was doing away with that going down the driveway side there. Just tired of dealing with it. You know, it's a pretty big slope and a dip, and doesn't mow very good, and just can't get the grass to grow there in the summertime from the heat of the asphalt and the water running off the driveway, which has what's caused all this damage basically. Just so much rain. It's actually misting right now, and it rained yesterday again, but at least it's nice and cool today. It's only a high of 71, which is, you know, it goes from 92 to 71, so, you know, what a relief. So take you down here. Yep, there's the old Kentucky bluegrass. We'll get her fixed up just like the fescue. This has definitely been the hardest grass growing season I have experienced, probably, period. In all the years I've done this and at the golf course, it's probably the worst I've ever seen it as far as rain and the heat and the humidity. So what we got here is sprayed this with glyphosate the other day. Got my edge done, obviously this side of it. It's pretty well straight. What I do is I take a string and I string it off to get the straight edge, and then you know, I paint the string with paint, take the string up, and then I use a bed redefiner on my weed eater to cut that trench out. And this right here, you know, I was just playing around with the turn and stuff here, but obviously I got it cut where I want it. So a nice free flowing turn. Same that goes down there. It'd be free flowing. Don't want a real tight turn because, you know, it's just hard on your grass turning. But sometimes you have to just know when to call it quits with grass. You know, if you guys got trees and you ain't got any beds around your trees and you got grass, and you see how it typically struggles under a tree or something. So, you know, it's the same goes for this. I'm just tired of fooling with it every year, tired of it dying. You know, it wasn't dead down in here, but right closer to the asphalt edge where the water runs off, you know, it dies every year. Of course, the whole yard's about shot this year, so well, that's a different story. But so you know, edged that out. Brought my plants in. I got these plants spaced at 2.5 feet apart. It's 3 feet off the edge of the driveway. I just use a tape measure, and you know, I measure 3 feet off the driveway and then 2.5 feet apart. Put a dot and use a handheld auger to drill the holes with. So sorry I didn't get that. I was fighting rain getting it down and stuff, but hopefully we'll be able to get video today of doing the rock. And no, I do not use a fabric. None of these beds has any fabric in it. The beds are just too big. Fabric's too expensive. So, you know, I still get weeds in my beds, but, you know, I do put a pre-emergent down in the spring to try to help eliminate some of it. My main thing is nutsedge growing in the beds, because the pre-emergent that I run don't control nutsedge. There is one called Freehand that I think it's actually a pre-emergent for nutsedge, but it's crazy expensive, and it says not to put it on your grass. So that would be kind of a hard deal, being it's a granular. But that's it. We'll get to doing the rocks. I'll just take my tractor here and dump little piles across the monkey grass there. It's variegated monkey grass, variegated variegated liripe is what it's called. I'll just dump little piles here and there, and take my old foot and boot there and spread it out. I've got a lot of experience with rocks, so you know, I've got 18,000 square feet of bed now. I had, I guess, about 16 and a half, 17. And this makes about 125 tons of river rock that I've got in my bed. So, you know, I found out with rocks this size in a pile, it's easier to spread it with your foot than it is, you know, trying to rake it or shovel it out. And when I get close to the edge, you know, I'll take a rake and push it back to make an edge, but that's it. So I'm gonna go grab my tractor here and we'll get with it. All right, I'm back. I started pouring the rain, so had to work through the rain. Had to cut the camera off, but it is done. So, you know, obviously this comes out of a river, so it's got dirt all over it, and it's gonna have to get, the dirt's gonna have to get washed off of it. So it's turned into a little bit of a muddy mess right now. Nice and muddy, hands are nice and muddy, but when it quits raining, I'll come back here and use my string trimmer and re-trim this edge just to try to straighten it up. Right here, you know, obviously my asphalt is not straight, it's not like concrete, so I just took my rake right there and butted it up against the edge to make that edge. It is a little bit tall, the edge, because there's still existing grass that's dying off. I mean, it's not nothing terrible, but you know, I'm not going to come over here and rip my sod up or whatever dead grass up with a bucket. It's just too much. I mean, I've done this enough. I've done the same thing over on that side. Eventually it's going to get compacted down, and you know, it's going to blend into the driveway better like that side. But for now, I mean, that's basically all I got. It's basically all that's going on. You see the grass, it looks like total crap. See down there, I mean, the whole yard's just bad. It's in bad shape. Just nothing I can do about it. I've done everything I can do. It's just been a really hard year. You can see some of it out in there. But, you know, all I can do is just overseed and fix it. Probably going to overseed, I would imagine, somewhere 4 pounds per 1,000. I don't know. When I get done tearing, I'm going to tear this thing all to pieces this year on overseed. So we'll just have to see what it looks like, but I'll film that. You know, just see what it looks like after I get done dethatching it all. Obviously there's going to be a ton of spot seed, and some of these other really bad spots are going to have more seed than the rest of it. And look at all that nut sedge. I sprayed that stuff, it just keeps coming up. That's just how wet it is here. I've never seen nut sedge this bad. So we're almost at 14 inches, a little bit over a month from the middle of June till now, just a touch over a month. We're at like 13.7 inches of rain, so just pours the rain all the time. It did have a few dry days mixed in here and there, but you know, obviously it's 71 degrees a day and raining, so that's just, you know, great. Can't get much done besides something like this. But anyway, I'll quit rambling. You know, again, I keep saying it, primetimefescue.com, Apex Seed, Plant Food Company. You'll see the difference, in my opinion. You know, when the weather's like this, there's nothing going to help. Ain't no amount of fungicide. Don't matter what kind of grass seed you got. It's just brutal weather. So I'm lucky to have what I got, to be honest with you, for as much as it's rain. So appreciate the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.